Alright, what's up guys? It's Absolutely Alpha here, and today's Trap Talk video is going to be a bit different. We're going to be taking a break from our Trap Talk series, and we're going to be just discussing UHC, and can it like really come back to the way it used to be back in the day. That's basically the idea behind what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to go ahead and just seeing some background game from my ghostly game I played. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. So original communities, we're going to go ahead and briefly discuss what it was like back in the day. So besides the fact Minecraft started UHC, we could go that far back, but that's not where any of us came from, so let's just ignore that. For late 2015 and 2016, the main areas for UHC were Battleline, Reddit, and Hypixel. These were your three centers for any UHC related things you wanted to do. There were, of course, the one-offs, and but basically you had Panda UHC. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. You have Reddit UHCs. You look up the game mode, usually for the most part characteristic by Boeing, Badlines, which are characteristic for their large fills, and then Hypixel, which was characteristic for being unique and had a lot of content creators behind it. And one interesting thing to note, what made Hypixel UHC succeed so well is just simply the influx of players it got. For Hypixel UHC, you were able to see new people who had never heard of UHC come to the game. That's something you didn't really get as much from Badline or Reddit. So anyway, that's basically what the communities were back then. You could go to older times where things like Ximius, where those were actually like centers for UHC, like servers that like didn't have hosted games. But that's way back in the day, and that's not really relevant anymore. So I used to think, I was under the impression a long time ago that Ultra killed Badline, and I've come to realize that's not true. But here's what I thought about Ultra killing Badline. It split the community, which it certainly did. It took a lot of people were starting to leave Badline. They came back for Ultra, but what it did was it took the dedicated Badline player base, and it stretched it between Badline and Ultra. You had to pick one or the other. You couldn't play both at the same time. When there's a game, you're either playing the Ultra game or you're playing the Badline game. And so that really just, I think, hurt UHC. Or I used to think that's what hurt UHC, and that's what caused Badline to go downhill and end up getting destroyed the way it did. But that's not fully true. Well, what really killed UHC, two things. One is arguably, let's say, other games, other Battle Royale games. H1Z1 took a bit of players, PUBG took some players, and then Fortnite was the blow that did it. And as he used to say months ago when Battleline was still around, the next Battle Royale game will kill Minecraft 100%. In some sense, that's true. We lost players to Fortnite and PUBG, but that's not 100% of it either. What really is hurting, or what hurt Minecraft, which is starting to hurt Fortnite a little bit now, is skill cap. When you play UHC now, like for example, right now you're looking at a ghostly game. 25. Well, it was like about 30 minutes in when 100 occurred. I mined Sharp 5 Diamond, full Prot 3 with half Prot 4. I mined that right now. You're seeing me PvP with full Prot 4 and a Sharp 5. And what can you do when the person runs and rods? There is nothing. The entire idea of UHC has changed. And what's the cause of this? People getting better, people getting more skilled. When you understand how to play the game, it causes the game to change. Football, like American football, or not hundreds of years ago, like 50 years ago. It was an entirely different sport than it is now. Different strategies. The triple option, it's dead, it's gone. People pass the ball now. You just learn new and better ways to play. But with Minecraft, there reaches a point where, especially for UHC in particular, where that you achieve equilibrium, like you're seeing here. We're in equal positions. It simply becomes who can outlast the armor. And this is what really, I think, killed Minecraft. People had less, it just wasn't as enjoyable, because you had to mine full time to guarantee yourself a spot, because people were able to start mining better. People, you couldn't get as high kill of games. And the idea that Ultra really pushed was the making caves more OP, just making everyone more OP, because that's like kind of the mindset. Everyone wants to be OP, which makes sense. And like I said, that didn't really kill the game. It's the fact that players wanted that, like that killed the game. It was the ideology, not the actual action of that occurring. If Ultra didn't do it, someone else would have done it. So, but since that's what killed the game, the question is, can it be brought back? Can UHC in its old form, where half of players didn't craft a rod because they didn't think they needed one, all the crazy plays that people pulled off, 2v1s, 3v1s, trapping, everything, can that come back? Yes, it's possible. Will it happen? I'm gonna say no. I don't think UHC will come back for either forever or for a long time. My Club right now, like, it's a solid server. I enjoy playing it, but it's still not like old times. There's only one thing that can get us there, and that simply is combat being changed for the 1.14 or 1.15 or Mojang. Mojang has to fix combat. Now, why do I say this? You look at Hypixel. Hypixel has about 50% of their player base plays in 1.8, 50% of their player base plays in the latest version. When you look at a server like I'm a Club, 1.7, 1.8, half of those people don't have access to it. You lose a steady income of new players, and every game needs new players to balance it out, because that way it's easier to get kills. It makes it more fun whenever you're not fighting one person for 5 minutes because they actually know how to play the game. When you fight someone who doesn't know what they're doing, it speeds up the pace of the game. It causes the game to get played more because people enjoy it more. When there's a lot of like people that aren't good, plus bringing in new players also means that old ones can leave and the game still has a lot of people. Is that the word I'm looking for? It still has a lot of something. Anyway, and secondly, if Mojang fixes PvP, that does not 100% fix the problem. That Badline has to come back. Now, why do I say Badline? Here's the deal. We look at right now servers that promise to bring back Badline Fields. We have 4 of them right now. My Club UHC, it's 5.0 rates. Paragon UHC, they haven't opened yet. They claim they'll do beta test games. I'll play it, but probably not gonna get good fills. And next, Devil UHC, it's 5.5 or rates, but most people come up as a 1-piece or a half diamond for 100. So they still are promising the ideal. And then Old Times Network, also, as the name suggests, they want to bring back the old days of Badline. But there's one simple problem, and this goes back to why I thought Ultra was hurt the community, and this is true for us now. The community is too small to sustain multiple servers. That's just a fact. When servers like Paragon and Devil are going to get 50 players or less in a game, you could add those 2 sets of 50 players to a My Club game, and boom, it's got 250 players now. That's basically an old Badline game, fill size, you know? So that right there is what we need in order to bring UHC back. So you need Badline, because if people hear the name Badline, if they see Badline really will come back, you know, the name everything and not just, you know, Backline or, you know, some cheap ripoff that, you know, what if it actually, you know, made something that was just like Badline UHC, but it doesn't have the name. It's not going to get those old players back. It's not going to get content creators. And that's another thing. You need content creators. You have to spread the word of Minecraft. How does it work? You know, the other day, my RL friend saw like a Minecraft video, and he was like, "What the heck? That's how you PvP? That's so dumb." You know, because he played shooter games. People don't even know how like half the stuff works, and so getting content creators out there will also make the issue. So, in summary, there's 3 things that can make it come back. Mojang simply fixing PvP. Badline internal. And if Mojang doesn't fix PvP and Badline came back, sure, I would still play it, but it would not. It could not come back to. Oh, hold on. I never did explain why. I only explained that you needed new players, and that's true. But there's also another reason. The other reason that you need people to what's my the other reason you Mojang to fix PvP is also because most of us who, you know, play 1.7, 1.8 don't know anything about 1.13 right now, the aquatic update. You know, you can swim in the water, like, not just, you know, like, slowly float across, but, like, swim on all fours, go horizontal. There's so many things we don't know about. And what that does is that brings a hint of newness to the game. But not just, you know, like it's, you know, a new gun, but like, you know, it'll change how we play at UHC because it's entirely different. Like, you know, there's gonna be new blocks. You know, there's probably like 10 or 20 different new traps you could make. So you'd have to be careful and watch out for those. There's probably a new type of weapon, a new enchant or something that's really useful and valuable. The old hints of UHC would still be there from 1.7, but there would still be incentives to yeah, okay, so that pretty much is about it. We need you know 1.14, 1.15 to fix combat. We need Badline to come back, and we need content creators. If all 3 of these things happen, we will get old Badline. Now, for how long? I don't know. I would say if you have a solid, you know, amount of these things, like you have enough content creators to get a decent player base, you'll get a year's worth of Badline at least. But right now, what we're seeing is the same thing that happened to Arcane UHC. Oh, everyone, you know, it looks like it might be able to give us what we want, but it really couldn't. So, anyways, guys. That pretty much wraps it up. I still encourage you to play My Clubs and stuff if you're into those and, you know, have fun. I certainly will be. But if you're really craving that old Badline feel, the only thing that's gonna make that happen is Mojang changes PvP, which is out of our control. So you basically are just gonna have to wait along for the ride and see what happens. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.